Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We have the AGL Super Saiyan God Goku, you're up next. Not gonna lie, I'm not looking forward to this one. This guy doesn't look good in the slightest. He actually has a slightly better link set, and I mean literally only slightly, to the strength one. Of course, this one does a Kamehameha on Super, so he has a Kamehameha link. Also, another unit that goes on to the Year 7 LR Gods 200% lead. We do have him under the new Goku 200% lead though. Another one that is also Rainbow. And of course, his main thing is that he stacks, but I'm not gonna lie, doesn't have a whole lot going for him. While again, sub EZAs, you need to have your expectations a little bit less. That doesn't mean Dokkan, you can start making them do on purpose. Like, we don't want that. So we don't really have the best setup right now. We are going to have the LR Gods on rotation next turn. We are getting some support from Bardock though. And we're starting with 217k attack stat, 139k defense. As I said, it's not the best because we're not currently well linked up. But of course, his main thing is he's going to be stacking the entire time. He's going to be stacking 50% on attack every single time he supers. So at least you can get his damage output to pretty decent lengths. Other than that, that's kind of all he's got going for him. But he is a sub EZA, so his stats are naturally a little bit less. 3.3. Not really expecting anything on Super Turn 1 linked up like this. And this one, I've gone full-blown additional. So the strength of God Goku went full-blown crit. This God Goku went full-blown additional. Not too bad, considering he does stack. So that is something. But considering I'm pretty sure he also does have built-in additional, again, it would have worked out a whole lot better if I can't obviously predict this, but it would have worked out a whole lot better if I could. Then I could at least made his hidden potential system a little bit more balanced, but we move. As I said, he is stacking by 50% every time he supers, causes him supreme damage to the enemy. He's getting key +2 and attack and defense plus 120%. His passive is pretty much identical to the Strength God Goku, apart from one slight difference. So he is getting an additional attack and defense plus 80% on Super as well. He was also launching a guaranteed additional that does have a 30% chance of becoming a super attack when HP is 59% or more. Again, that threshold is really good, completely fine with me. Very easy to get to that and kind of maintain around it and above it. Already up to a 447k attack stat, which is pretty good. But again, kind of to be expected considering he is raising attack by 50% every time he supers. And he's also getting that additional attack and defense plus 10% of each tap performed, which the built-in additional is going to help you do quicker. Even more so with dupes, even more so definitely with my one, considering we've gone full-blown additional. We're up to 4.6.5 mil now already. And then he also has a chance of performing a critical hit plus 6% with each attack received up to 30%. Which I'm not going to lie, having built-in crit, usually a good thing. However, a unit's defense, a sub EZA's defense, while again, is this guy and most of the sub EZAs going to be the new best thing in red zone? No. That's not what their EZAs are for. They're just made to be currently usable and viable in today's meta. But building up crit chance on a unit that has, well, he doesn't stack for 3 turns the way the Strength God Goku does, but does have the 80% when performing a super attack on both attack and defense, does have a built-in additional, but gets no defense buff on super. So this God Goku's defense is generally going to be, it's going to be meaty, it's going to be piss poor. Like, if I'm being completely honest, his defense is going to be meaty. So building up crit chance by being hit on a unit that has quite terrible defense is a huge risk. Now, naturally, you're going to be hit in any run you do anyway, whether it's ESBR, whether it's Clash, whether it's Red Zone, whether it's Burst Mode. Naturally, a unit's going to be hit unless you get very lucky and there's no attacks happening in that slot. But this God Goku doesn't really have that much defense. Like, he doesn't have enough defense where in kind of any harder content, I would feel comfortable enough letting this guy take attacks. Like, you would want him to take the minimal amount of basic attacks as possible in harder content. Again, whether that's ESBR or not, or like all the difficulty ticked on or all the extra challenges ticked on in burst mode, you would want this guy taking as minimal amount of damage as possible because the only defense he's getting is the 120% attack and defense at the start of turn and the 80% on super. At least with the Strength God Goku, he's stacking for 3 turns by 50% on attack and defense. With the attack and defense he starts with and getting on super. But also he's building up 6% damage reduction each time he's hit. So yes, you start off with none. The initial attack will do the most post super. But every time he gets hit, that's more damage reduction, giving him extra padding each time until you build up to 30. Whereas this guy's building up crit chance, which you get from the dupe system anyway. I mean, maybe they could have give him dodge instead. Like, maybe they could have given built-in dodge, and the more he dodges, the more you'll build up to 30%, or the more he gets hit, the more dodge he gets. Or the, you know, build up dodge chance. I don't know. I don't think they should have given built-in crit chance. I do feel like they should have given him something else, because 183k defense with nothing else, by the way, again, so he gets nothing else on defense, just 183k defense, and that's as good as it's going to get for the AGL Super Saiyan God Goku. In kind of any harder content, not even Red Zone, we're not even talking about Red Zone right now, in any harder content, that's just not good enough. So while I've been saying kind of subvert your expectations when it comes to these EZAs, that's fine. You need to do that. Not every EZA is going to be the next best big thing, especially sub EZAs. They're definitely not going to be, right? But this EZA is just generally not good. Like, don't get me wrong, there are more offensive focused units, but when you literally completely forget about his defense as a whole, and you give him nothing else, even in ESBR, this guy is fragile. This guy is a risk in in ESBR as well. Like, ESBR does so much damage at this point. Yes, it's not on Red Zone level, but it does a hell of a lot more damage than it used to. This guy's a risk in there. That's saying something. He's usable, but he is risky. Like, he is very fragile because he has no defense. He doesn't even have 200k. 180k defense is the most he is going to get, and it's just not enough. Like, you could have let him stack, but maybe raise his defense by 30% on super. You could have given him that, and that would have been a lot better. But instead, they decided to give him nothing else. Nothing else. Which is wild. I said, instead of crit chance, they could have given him dodge chance. They could have slipped in dodge into his passive, and then you have a base percentage of dodge. You know, whether that's 10, 15, 20%. Don't give him too much. And then every time he dodges, he builds up 6% and build him up to the 30%. That would have worked a lot better, because then he would have had okay defense, considering he's a sub EZA, with the chance to dodge. That just would have made him defensively a lot better than he already is. Would it have still been great? No. But for a sub EZA, would have been alright. I don't get, man. Like, how do you go so wrong? Like, we're not expecting miracles. Again, it's a sub EZA. But that doesn't mean you have to make him meaty. That doesn't mean you have to make him terrible doo-doo. It's kind of annoying, I said, because this guy, just by one link, just by doing a Kamehameha and having the Kamehameha link, more 200% leads, even if it is only one extra, but also has a slightly better link set than the Strength God Goku. But with some support from Bardock, we're almost on a mil. He has 200k defense now, but then again, as I already said, even with the support, which you can get off because that Bardock is viable in harder content, 200k defense purely by itself just isn't enough. It's not good enough. I don't know what they were thinking. Dokkan, why'd you make him so meaty? I don't get it. As I said, I believe they should have given him dodge and let him build up dodge in his passive. That would have been good. 6.4 mil we're up to. I mean, it's pretty good. We haven't actually hit any additional supers yet, which is kind of crazy, considering this guy has 20 additional. 20? Not only does he have a built-in additional 30% chance of launching an additional super attack in his passive, but I have given this guy, I don't know why, but for some reason back in the day I decided to, I gave him 20 additional, and I haven't seen God Goku get an additional super yet. That is wild. But let me double check just to be sure. Just to be sure. Where's my guy? What's his hidden potential system say? 20 additional. I gave him 20 additional, and this man's has not hit an additional super attack yet. How's that possible? I've given him a 20 additional in the dupe system, and I have not seen him hit an additional super once, and we are 8 turns deep. That means he's appeared 4 times and not got a single additional super, while also having it built into his passive. What's going on? Is my AGL God Goku broken right now? Is that what's going on? Is mine defected? I actually can't believe that. That's wild. On top of a doo-doo EZA, he's just not getting any additional supers, which would have helped him raise his attack even more. Again, another unit I kind of wish I went a little bit more balanced for, because at least he'd be able to crit a lot more along the way, which would help him do a lot more damage. But at least he does build it up in his passive. But building up crit chance up to 30% by being hit on a unit that has hardly any defense, not something you want to be doing. Like, this guy does not get a look into any team he really goes on, or like any actual like proper teams you want to be running. Like we're in the Vegeta event. These events are so old right now. I'm gonna pop and we've got an Icarus active while having 180 something K defense. If we get super attacked in slot 1, I'm pretty sure we're still taking like a decent amount of damage. I mean, attack-wise, I said that's kind of his thing, stacking attack, which means his attack can get to pretty crazy lengths the longer the event. But as I said, in terms of how good this guy actually is, considering that's all he's got going for him, I wouldn't even run this guy in ESBR. I would only even run this guy in Ultimate Clash to link up with EZA Strength SSBK eventually when he comes out during the 8th anniversary on Global. Finally got an additional super though. But if you are getting quite lucky with the additional supers, whether that be passive or potential system, you can get his attacks up to very good lengths. I'm not gonna lie, he could do some very good damage, and especially with a crit. For a sub EZA, he's doing big damage. Other than that, has nothing going for him. Nothing going for him. He's not worth using the slot on, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really disappointed because this is such a kind of cultural, nostalgic unit. I really hope they kind of niced him and gave him a good kit. And they made him probably one of the worst EZAs out of the entire batch that's come out today, which is a huge shame. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I do not like this guy whatsoever. I'm probably never going to use him. But at least after all these years, finally has an EZA, I guess. So let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the next video, guys. And push.